Can I come in on the striker conversation because you made that point as well, Jordan? And again, like I get what you and Julian are saying. Like, you don't just drop a number 9 in, and like suddenly we go from scoring, I don't know, 3 goals in 6 games to 12 goals in 6 games. But I do think there's a bigger knock-on effect that getting a good striker can have on this team. And that goes from, okay, yeah, the most obvious thing, putting away the chances we're creating. That's what we're talking about. Chances are missed, a striker scores them. I think it gives us another route to goal. I think whether it's Ivan Toney or someone else, I think at the moment we try play through teams a certain way. As good as our first half was against Liverpool, they mixed things up tactically, and then we didn't have another answer. We were trying to like counter through and play it into Havertz or Ødegaard or someone, and we couldn't. I think an Ivan Toney or someone gives you another route to goal. I think it makes you more effective attacking and defending set pieces. I think it adds depth to the rest of the front line because Bukayo Saka at the moment, who people are critical of, and then they wonder, Turkish, you went on this rant on the watch along that I thought was spot on. They wonder why, like, we don't have the same energy for Saka that we have for Havertz. When everything Saka's done for us, the amount of football he's played in one of the hardest positions to play for us because they're all the way out on the touchline, which Lee made that point on the last show as well. Like, if we have an Ivan Toney or a striker, keep using Tony's example, Jesus can play more minutes out wide. Saka can come out the team, and it's not the end of the world. You've still got a front three. Trust Jesus was brilliant on the right against Man City, probably man of the match in that game. Like, a striker comes in, and for me, it's not just that they put chances away, it's that they give us different routes to goal. They can help us manage the minutes of other players a lot better. They can make us a little bit more of an unpredictable force. And quite frankly, we haven't. Arteta's bought one striker since he's been at the club.
I just don't think if you buy Toney tomorrow, I don't think that pushes City to the last game of the season. I think it improves the team. But I think there's a bigger problem than our main striker is not scoring goals. Is the point I'm making.
I think
it ain't also that, boys. It's not also. I've played in teams where you've got good forwards, or like I've played in teams when we've got a forward that just bangs in goals, like, yeah. And I've played in teams when we haven't got that. The one thing that striker does that gives it to you more than any other time is when you're having an off day. When things ain't going quite well, all of a sudden the ball goes across the bang, you're 1-0 up. That's the difference. Yeah. That's the difference between having a top class striker and not. It's not, you're all having a bad day or you're not. You're under the pump. I played in games when you're under the pump. Like I played in a game once, right? We had a forward up. I'm not going to mention because he's got a big head as it is. Right? We're defending like for 45 minutes, right? We had three chances, bang, we're 3-0 up. I'm sitting in there at half time, right? And I look around and I said, we're being overrun here. How comes we're 3-0 up? The reason we got 3-0 up is because we've got a striker and put the ball in the back of the net. And we end up winning the game 3-0 and we didn't deserve to win it. But the fact is we won it is because you've got that striker. And that is what you got today. Like, that striker today will get you that one goal. So when people like Julian and that say, oh, we don't need a striker, I get what you're saying. You don't need a striker. It ain't gonna. But what it does, it just changes the dynamics of the team.
We need a striker. I'm not saying we don't need a striker. You know my thoughts on Jesus. I've made that very clear all season. I've been very clear all year about Jesus. I've just not. He ain't the guy for me. And what I'm saying is that I just don't think plonking in a striker in next window wins a title. I think there's a bigger problem. No one is scoring goals. And yeah, Toney may score a goal against Fulham to get you a point or even 3 points. But against West Ham, against Liverpool, against Palace in 2 weeks, whenever it is, at some point the attack has to be the force, not just one top striker.
I get that, Jordan, but if you ever look at teams, right, there's always been a goal scorer. Yeah. I go back to Arsenal in their day. Henry got 20-30. You don't think that if he just scored 30 goals out of it, you've got to have players like Perez chipping in with 15, Lundberg with 10, other players with that. What you need is Saka getting 10, 15 like he did last season. Martin Ødegaard getting 10-15 like he did last season, Martinelli getting 10-15 like he did, and then that striker getting 30. Do you think we won't win the league? I'm bloody telling you we will.
No, but that's my point.
That's the difference.
You're making my point. My point is that there's no goals coming from the width as well. So Tony gets 10 goals between now and May.
Striker being there, maybe if you know that he's going to score that goal. Like I've seen today, Saka snatch at 3 or 4 opportunities. Is that because he knows that Havertz isn't going to score and it's all on him? I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying, but you have that striker that comes in and bangs in goals. That takes pressure off of the wide players. It takes pressure off of Odegaard. You know, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying. Listen, I'm telling you now, Arsenal ain't getting a striker. I'll tell you that now. They ain't getting a striker because there's none out there. It's as simple as that. So we're going to have to go with what we've got.
Yeah. Sorry to carry on. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's all. You know, I mean, that's all I've got to say. You've got to somehow try and find a way of going it. This is because come the summer when Mikel sat down with Edu, they said, "You happy you strike?" Yep, I've got number 14, Eddie. Right, you know what I mean? Like, sorry, you know what I mean? Like, how many more excuses you can have from him? Like, if your Eddie is your man, right? And let's face it, he's your man. You've backed him. He's been training. I always hear this. He's fantastic in training. Why is he not playing up front today?
Well, and this is the thing. And it's not even just about signing £100 million striker. Listen, on Tactical Insight, Graham and I were talking about ways we can do what Jordan's saying, which is fix the attack without spending 100 million. And there are ways. We saw it last season. That same front three of Saka, Jesus, Martinelli bagged goals. But there were other ingredients there. There was Xhaka. There was a proper number 8. There was Partey and Zinchenko playing out their skin. There was a fluidity. The handbrake was off with the team. There were a lot of things that contributed. There was confidence. There was almost maybe a surprise factor. Like teams didn't expect us to be that good last season. But ultimately, when it comes down to it, you are also looking at Arteta and going, so your striker options, well, quite frankly, we need one because otherwise, like you said, Gary Neville said it. He says Jesus and Eddie don't feel like a 1 and 2. They feel like a 2 and 3. And it's hard not to disagree. I love Jesus. I think he's brilliant. I think when we're fully firing and everyone's on form, that dynamic can work great. And we don't need a 30 goal a season, number 9. But it's all about balance and different options. And ultimately, when Jesus picks up another injury, that's his 3rd knee injury of this season. Forget the knee injury last season. This is his 4th in total, but 3rd of this season alone. And we're turning to, well, it was Kai Havertz today. It was Nketiah against Fulham. But hasn't our best form without Jesus come when it's Trossard up front? Why does Arteta forget this?
I think it was really sad. I think it was really sad seeing Havertz lead the line for Arsenal today. When you think of the strikers this football club has had and what we're trying to achieve, it got to the point where you just knew he wasn't scoring today. And that's, as a fan, that's something you should never be in a position where you know your striker is not scoring a goal today. It was painful to watch. It was really, really painful to watch.
Why doesn't he play Trossard? Why doesn't he? Why wouldn't he do it? He signed him. Like what I said about Jorginho Ramos earlier, he signed Trossard. Why wouldn't he play him? Where he's played his best football for Arsenal. Oh, Mikel, I don't get you sometimes. And I just want to say a really big thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, actually hit the links right here to watch more content like this, including my Football First podcast, which drops every Monday to Friday at 6 AM. And I know it's annoying, I am really sorry to have to ask, but if you want to show support to the channel, hitting the like and subscribe buttons help promote the content much more than you could possibly know. Thanks again.